Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully everybody is doing well. In this video, this is a video that I'm doing that I kind of want to start doing every single week. I want to do a video where I basically just talk about the movies I watched over the course of the last week and just kind of talk about what the movies are about real quick, just kind of review them. If it's like a new to a 4K, just give a quick little like review of what I thought of the 4K transfer and stuff like that, because I was kind of looking around my room and I was like, man, I have so many movies in my collection that I've never watched. So this way it'll kind of keep me motivated to keep going through some of these movies instead of getting new movies and actually kind of watching some of the ones I already have. I mean, I got a bunch in this collection and a bunch in the collection over there and a bunch in the closet here that I've just never even watched, and I really should watch them. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun. I can share every week what I watched, and then maybe you guys can give me some recommendations. I just thought this would be kind of a fun weekly video just to kind of go through and briefly talk about what I watched and what I thought of them. We'll just do it. I think we'll just call it like week in review or weekly review or something corny like that, which I'm sure 100 million other people have already used. But it seems easy enough to just use that. So that's probably what I'll call it. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the movies that I watched this week. Now, I did watch 5 movies that I'd already seen before. Some of them were new to 4K and I wanted to watch the transfer. But I did also watch 4 new movies that I've never seen before. And that's kind of what I kind of want to do, is kind of mix and match. Maybe watch some that I've already seen and mix it with some that I haven't seen, just so that I'm not watching the same old stuff. But the only reason I'm going to watch it if I've already seen it is if it got like a new release or a new 4K transfer or something like that. But mostly I'm going to try to stick to movies I have never seen. And I kind of have a weird variety of movies. They're kind of all over the place, which is probably what I'm going to do most of the weeks. It's kind of whatever I'm in the mood for. So you might have some horror in there mixed with like romance and drama, or, you know, it might have all these different genres of films all within one video. So I'm not going to specialize in, let's just talk about horror movies, you know, or whatever. It's going to be whatever I watched that week. If it happened to be all horror, great. But yeah, let's get started. Anyway, one of the first movies I watched this week is a movie that I've seen before. The first 5 will be the ones I've seen before, and then we'll talk about the ones I haven't seen. But this just got a new 4K release, and so I thought I'd check it out. And it'd been quite a few years. And that's Galaxy Quest. This movie, I remember watching it when I was younger. This movie is hilarious. It cracks me up. I just think it's so funny. The 4K looks really good. It's a really nice transfer. I didn't really see anything wrong with it. I thought the audio was pretty good. We'll just go through real quick, just kind of what the movie's about. So basically, these guys are actors, and they're on this TV show called Galaxy Quest. Well, there's these aliens on a different planet who are watching the TV show, and they're looking at it as historical archives. And so they come down while these guys are having a convention. The aliens come down and try to recruit them to come help save their planet from this evil person that's trying to take over. And of course, they're just actors, so they don't have a clue what they're doing, but their whole spaceship that they have up in space is basically based off of what they did on the TV show, which obviously it's fake, it's on TV. So then they end up in space, and they really don't have a clue what they're doing, trying to face all these situations that's normally they would never be in. And it makes for a really, really funny movie. I highly recommend Galaxy Quest. Check it out if you get a chance. And that 4K is really good too. Next is another movie that I've already seen, but it has been a long time. I'm talking probably at least 20 years. And when I was watching it, I really didn't remember very much about it. And this just got a new 4K release from Scream Factory. And that's Death Becomes Her. This was another movie that was a lot of fun. What the movie is basically about is there's these 2 friends, and they've always kind of battled over each other, like over for guys and stuff like that. And they're kind of they're getting older, and they're kind of obsessed with the fact that they're getting older and they don't want to get older. So at two separate times, they both Goldie Hawn and Meryl Streep character end up taking this potion that's offered to them that basically gives them eternal life and stops them from aging. And so they decide that they're going to take that. They're going to pay this huge sum of money to get this potion, drink it, so they're going to have eternal life. And it doesn't quite work out the way they think it's going to work out. And it's a pretty funny movie. It's very quirky. It's off the wall. It's great performances by Meryl Streep, Goldie Hawn, and Bruce Willis. It's a lot of fun. This 4K is really good too. I really enjoyed the 4K. It has a bunch of bonus features as well. And it's a blast. Definitely check it out. All right, moving right along to another movie that I've seen probably 3 or 4 times, but it just got a Criterion 4K release, and I wanted to check it out again because it had been a few years. And that's Tom Cruise in Risky Business. I've always liked this movie. This movie I've always thought was a lot of fun. It's basically, it has to be one of Tom Cruise's first major starring roles. And what this movie is basically about is he's in high school. His parents go out of town. He's got the house to himself for a week. He gets a call girl she ends up stealing something from him because he doesn't have the money to pay up front. And a few other things happen that cause him to be in financial trouble. Like he takes his dad's Ferrari out. The Ferrari gets accidentally goes into a lake, and they got to get it cleaned out. And so basically he teams up with this call girl. She calls all of her friends, and they turn his parents' house into a brothel to basically try to make money back to pay off what he needs to pay off. It's a really cool movie. It's a fantastic 4K. The HDR, I think, does really good in this. It's nice, dark, bold colors. The movie has a great synth soundtrack from Tangerine Dream. It's a very moody movie. There's some neon in it. It's just very, even in this, you can tell is this neon. It's just very kind of neon synth, 80s, moody type movie. It's very good. It's very atmospheric. I really enjoy this, and I highly recommend Risky Business, especially this 4K release. And this also has a bunch of bonus features on it as well. The last 2 of the movies I watched, I'm not going to really explain what they're about because they're pretty self-explanatory. But I basically, what I watched here was Superman the movie and Superman 2, the Donner Cut. Both out of that Superman box set that I got for Christmas. These are both really good 4Ks. I haven't really checked too much about the bonus features. It looks like you get some, but it doesn't look like it's a whole lot. But they're good movies. They're a lot of fun. I grew up with them. I don't need to explain what it's about. It's about Superman. But they're a lot of fun, and these 4Ks are really good. Some scenes are better than others. But, if you've never seen these original Christopher Reeve Superman movies, I would definitely recommend checking them out. They're fun Friday night movies. Normally I probably wouldn't have watched those, but I did just get them on 4K, so I had to check them out. And I don't know if I'm going to watch the other 2 right away, but I did watch the first 2. Now we're going to delve into the last 4 movies, and these are movies that I have never seen. And the first one, this is the one I watched last night. It's called Chilly Scenes of Winter. Kind of a big drastic jump from the Superman movies to this. Like I said, these movies are going to be all over the place. It's whatever I felt like watching over the course of the week. And this just got a Criterion release. It's been out for a few months, and I love that front cover. It just is so cool with the A-frame cabin there, and he's out in the cold. And what this movie is about this guy right here who basically becomes obsessed with a married woman. She starts working at the same place he works at. They're kind of separated. Her and her husband are kind of separated, and the girl starts dating this guy, and they kind of have a little fling for 2 months, and she decides that she's going to go back to her husband, and then the movie kind of cuts to it's a year later, and he's trying to win her back. And then the movie kind of cuts back and forth between the past and the present. He talks to the camera, like he breaks down that third wall and kind of has conversations with you as the viewer once in a while. It kind of reminds me of like some of the stuff they did in High Fidelity. There's parts of this movie that kind of remind me of that a little bit. But it's a good movie about... I mean, it's kind of an anti-romantic movie, anti-relationship movie. Not really anti, but I think anybody can kind of relate to maybe liking somebody more than they like you back, or they like you more than you like them back. It's a situation it's very understandable. It's something you can really relate to. And I just think this is a really good movie. I highly recommend it. It's from 1979, a little bit older film. But I think it's really, really good. It's well acted. It's just an interesting story. It's a little quirky. It's a little off the wall at times. But it's really, really good. I was surprised. I really, really enjoyed it. Next, speaking of quirky and off the wall, this is a new movie from Arrow. And that's called The Last Video Store. Now, this movie is basically a love letter to old, like, VHS, B movies of the 80s and 90s, and video stores. And what this movie is about is there's a guy who owns this video store. It's like one of the last video stores. It's kind of a down in a basement dungeon kind of video store. And there's only one customer who actually has a membership to this video store, and the daughter of that person comes to return some videos that her father had, and one of the videos that she returns is this almost like demon type video that you put in the player, and it causes the people from the movies to kind of come out into real life. So like there's a scene in here, there's like a Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th type character. There's another character in here that's like a Predator type character. There's another guy here who's like an action star. And they come out, and the two main characters kind of have to survive in the video store while taking on some of these like evil characters from these movies. It's very quirky. It's very out there. It's got a very cool synth soundtrack as well. I really enjoyed it. I think there's alternative artwork on here. It's just a fun horror comedy movie. And if you're really into like the video store days, 80s and 90s B movies and like VHS movies, I mean, this is basically a love letter to that. If that's your cup of tea, you will really enjoy this. I thought it was great. I really, really did like it a lot. It was better than I thought it was going to be. So that was a nice little surprise. And if you get it now during the Arrow 50% off sale at Barnes & Noble, you can probably still get a slipcover. All right, we're down to the last two movies. How much time we got going? Oh, we're only at 13 minutes. Not too bad. All right, so this is another movie that I actually watched yesterday as well. And that was the new Alien Romulus. I loved it. I thought this movie was fantastic. I heard mixed things about it. I'm kind of bummed I didn't get a slipcover, but what are you going to do? I thought this movie was really good. Some of the side characters were a little bit annoying, but other than that, I thought it was great. It reminded me very much of the original movies. They did a lot of the stuff where like more like less is more as far as the alien, and I know some people were mad because I think they kind of wanted to see the alien more, but those original movies, especially Alien, did that. The Ridley Scott one, where you don't see a lot of the alien, and I find that to be far more effective and far more creepy. This movie had some great cinematography, had a really cool soundtrack, and it was just an all-around really good alien movie. This was like another one that really was kind of paying tribute to those original films that kind of paved the way. I would highly recommend this. I mean, I think it did pretty good at the box office. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it more or less got pretty good reviews, but I'd heard mixed things, and my brother actually recommended this to me. He's like, dude, you should check it out. It's really good. It reminds me of the originals, and he was 100% right. So thank you to my brother for the recommendation, because I might have waited a little bit on this, but I kind of moved it up because he talked about how much he really liked it. And I really liked it too. I thought it was really, really good. I think it's well worth your time. All right, guys. So now the last one. Now this was another one that was a big surprise, and this is a beautiful steelbook, by the way. But Transformers 1 in this outstanding steelbook. This was another one that kind of surprised me. I enjoyed it. I thought I'd like it, but I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I mean, I really, really liked it. It's beautiful. This 4K is stunning. The visuals are beautiful. I mean, it's really funny. It's heartwarming. It's dramatic. There's action. And what this movie basically is, oh, you know what? I didn't really go into detail of this. This movie, just real quick on Alien, is just about a group of people that are going up to a ship, like an abandoned ship, and scavenge. They're kind of scavenging for like parts, and they run into the alien up there. You could probably figure that out, but I forgot to say what that was about. But this movie, back to Transformers 1, this is the origin story between Megatron and Optimus Prime. It's basically their origin story. It's really, really good. The animation is great. The colors are great. It's a cool story. It's got great humor. It's got great action. It's got a few scenes that are pretty dramatic. The people that they cast for this, the voice casting, I thought was done very, very well. And I all around thought it was fantastic. This would be a lot of fun to do like a double feature with like the original Transformers movie from the 80s. I think that'd be a fun double feature Friday night. Now that I watch this, I really want to go back and watch that other one, which I have somewhere. I don't know where, but I do have it somewhere. The steelbook of that movie as well. And yeah, I would definitely recommend this. Get this steelbook if you can too, because it is definitely beautiful. So that's it, guys. That's what I watched over the course of the last week. I want to try to do this once a week, just kind of go over. I got lucky and we're just gonna kind of go over movies, but I kind of got lucky here. I liked everything I watched. I'm sure not every week is going to be the same, so there's going to be stuff I didn't like, but I got pretty lucky on this. Every movie I watched, I would definitely recommend. I really did enjoy it. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's all I got for you. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know you guys like what I'm doing. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know if you got any suggestions for me of stuff that you think I should watch or check out. It can even be a show. It can be something that's just streaming. It doesn't necessarily all need to be physical media. I just want to watch some new stuff and try to get through some of my collection and see what kind of stuff that I might not have seen that I'm missing out on. So that's kind of the whole point of doing this. But yeah, you guys are amazing as always. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.